Hi everybody, we're on lesson 6, homework helper page 155. And today we're working on something called compensation. And compensation is a strategy to make simpler numbers to subtract. You can only use it when you're subtracting. So in the past, we've used it to get to the next 10. Today we're going to be using it to get to the next 10 or to the next 100. So we have a subtraction problem here, 570 minus 380. We're drawing a tape diagram. 570 is the whole, so that's the longer tape. 380 is one of the parts, so it's a shorter tape. It's not as big as 570. We're looking for this missing part over here. This could be I had 570 and I sold 380. This could be how much more is 570 or how much less is 380. Those are both subtraction problems. So when I am subtracting these, I am looking for a missing part. As long as I do the same thing to these numbers, then this part here doesn't change. You need to think of it as the difference between two numbers. So as you're moving along a number line, these two numbers here, I add one to both, then it just moves up, and the space, the difference between the numbers, doesn't change as long as I do the same to both numbers. All right, so here we're trying to get 380 up to the next 100, so we add 20. That'll mean that from here to here now it's 400. We have to do it to both, so I'm going to add 20 up here as well, and 570 plus 20 is going to be 590. Now this is my new equation, 590 minus 400. And they have an equal sign here because this is the same thing. 570 minus 380 is the same thing or equal to 590 minus 400. This is just such an easier number to subtract because we are only going to take away from the hundreds. So 500 minus 400 is going to be 100, and then we still have our 90. Compensation. We can add or subtract as long as we do it to both numbers when we are subtracting. So go ahead and turn to page 157. And we can do these first couple together, but then I suggest you pause the video, try it on your own, and then come back and check with me on the video. All right. So they've started this one for us. 340, that's our whole. 190 is our part. Here's our missing part here. We want to know how much is it from here to here. 190 is very close to the next 100. We only need one more 10. So we're adding 10 here and 10 here. 190 plus 10 is 200. 200 is the next 100 up. We have to do it to both. So 340 plus 10 is 350. This is our new equation. 350 is our new whole. 200 is our new part. 350 minus 200. Again, we're just going to be subtracting the hundreds now. 300 minus 200. 3 minus 2 is 1. So we have 100 left, and then our tens and ones don't change. All right, let's look at B, because now B, they drew the tape diagram for us, but they didn't fill in any of the numbers. So let's try this. This is the longer one, so this is for our whole number. The first number is the big one, and that's going to be our whole number. So 420. This is where our part goes, 190. And this is our unknown, the part we don't know, the mystery part. Again, I want to get this number to my next 100. Oh, they're giving us a clue. It's the same one. How much did we need to add to 190 to get to that next 100? We need to add 10 more. If we do it here, we have to do it here. 190 and 10 more is 200. Here we have 420. We have two 10s and we're adding one more 10. So we're going to have 3 10s. So this is going to be 430. These are now the new equation, 430 minus 200. So 400 minus 200. 4 minus 2 is 2. So we have 2 hundreds left. 10s and 1s don't change. Okay, as we move down now, this next one we have to do everything by ourselves. We have to draw our tape diagram, write in the numbers, the whole business. So I want you again to pause if you think you can. Pause and do this problem on your own and push play at any time that you need help. Okay, here we go. I'm going to draw my tape diagram. This is my whole number. So my longest tape is going to be up here at 500. My part is the smaller number. I need to get this one. It's always the part. Hundreds in the whole number make it harder to subtract, if anything. It's always the part we want to change. So I'm at 280. I want to get up to the next 100. I have 280, 290, 300. How many 10s do I need to add? I need 2 more 10s to get that to the next 100. So 2 10s is 20. If I add 20 to 280, I get 300. If I do it here, I have to do it here, adding 20. So now 520 is my new whole. I'm going to use those to write my equation. 520 minus 300. 500 minus 300 is 200. The 10s and 1s aren't changing. How'd you do on that one? Let's try the next one. Pause and then come back and check your work. This is my whole. I'm going to draw my largest tape diagram for 650, a smaller tape diagram for 280. Oh, it's the same number again. They're helping us out. I added 20 last time. I need to add 20 again. $280 plus 20 is 300. 650, so I have 5 10s plus 2 10s. It's going to be 670. That's my new equation. 670 minus 300. 600 minus 300. And then my 10s and 1s don't change. Is it getting easier? My tape diagram, I put the hole at the top. I put the part at the bottom. Different number now. I'm at 270. I want to get to the next 100. So 270, 280, 290, 300. How many 10s did I need to add? I added 3 10s, which is 30, and that gets me to 300. If I do it here, I have to do it here, adding 30. So I have 4 10s and I'm adding 3 more. That's going to be 770. If you don't have enough space, I didn't quite leave myself enough room there. It's okay if you don't write this. I think it's easier to have it written here before I write my equation. But you can just fill it in for the equation if you don't have space. So this is 770 minus 300, 470. All right, if you still need to work a little bit, that's fine. You can pause. I'm going to turn the page. And we're going to keep going. Now, this page is the same thing, but in order to check our work, we're going to do the opposite and add. Adding is the way to check subtraction. So again, they've done this. They've started it off for us. This time, instead of adding a 10, we only needed 1 to give us 100. So we have 237 minus 100. 200 minus 100 is 137. Now, what we need to do is add those parts together. If I add my two parts together, I get my whole. So 137 plus 100 equals 100 and 100, 200. 37 isn't changing. Did we get? There we go. So we know we did it correctly. Let's look down here. Same thing, please. Pause, do your work, come back and check. So my first tape diagram is the whole number, 372. My second tape diagram is the part. Now 199, in order to get to the next 100, I need to add just 1. That's going to give me 200. But if I do it here, I have to do it here. So plus 1, 372 will be 373, and I'm going to write my equation. 373 minus 200. 300 minus 200 is 173. Now I need to add those numbers together, my two parts. That's this part over here. It's 173. So we have 173 plus 200. 100 plus 200. Pretty easy. We have 2 left. We're almost there. You're doing great. My top tape diagram is for the whole 442. The bottom is for a part, 298. This is the unknown, the part we're missing. 98. Oh, in order to get to the next one, I'm going to need 99, 300. So I'm going to need 2 more this time. Plus 2, 300. If I do it here, I have to do it here. Plus 2 is going to give me 444. Oh, all 4s. Now I'm going to write my new equation. 444 minus 300. And now add those two parts back together. 144 plus 300. Add my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. Pretty exciting. It does make your math easier, doesn't it? The whole point of these strategies is to get you to an easier equation to solve. Easier numbers, friendly numbers. This isn't something you have to do, but it's a nice trick to have in the bag. If you're looking at a problem that looks hard, you can make it easier. So 718 minus 390, going to have to decompose all over the place, right? So instead, I can draw my tape diagram. 718, that's the whole. 390, that's going to be a part. don't just need ones this time, I need a 10. 390 and 10 more will get me to the next 100. So plus 10. 390 plus 10 is 400. If I do it here, I have to do it here. So here I have one 10. I'm going to add a 10, so I'll have two 10s. So 700, two 10s, 8 ones. This is my last equation, 728 minus 400. 700s minus 400s is 300s. My 10s and 1s aren't going to change. For the final time, we're going to check it by adding our parts back together. 328 plus 400 equals 300 plus 400 is 700. 2 plus 0 is 2. 8 plus 0 is 8. We did it. Thanks for working hard. I'll see you again next time.